Hello, and I hope you're having a good day. And when I say that, I'm being genuine. I'd like to preface this with I am not a sociopath. I am in no way a danger to society or other people. I am very empathetic. Therefore, I am in no way a psychopath, of course. But I'd like to talk about manipulation. And the only time, really, well, not the only time, but the majority of the time I use manipulation is on head doctors and figures in authority when I need to. And I feel like that's okay. Because that's just the game you have to play sometimes. Because I know what goes on in my head. As far as head doctors are concerned, I know what goes on in my head. I don't fully understand it, but I know. And I played the game before and I'm tired of replaying the game, so if I cycle off of medication and I need to cycle back on medication, I just have to go through the rigmaroles. Is that the term? Anyways, I have to go through the process of getting back on medication. So it's not hard. It's really not. Uh, Especially if you can cry on demand, and I can cry on demand, and it's genuine crying because all I have to do is think about how much I miss my dad and how much I love my mom, and then when she's gone, my link to this world is severed. So it makes me sad, and it's very easy to cry. We all wear our masks sometimes. And so, yeah, in order to get back on medication, you talk to the psychiatrist for the first time. They've never met you, usually. And it's so easy. You just basically you act depressed, and it's genuine depression, but you have to like ham it up so that they easily understand. Because for some reason, most of my psychiatrists are either new or they're new. Like many of mine were new, or this new, my latest lady, she's actually not a psychiatrist. She's transferring over to being a psychiatrist. She was like a physical therapist. I don't remember what she was, but she's really nice. But basically, yes, you act very depressed, you look down a lot, you cry, you talk about all the bad things in your life. And yeah, it's genuine. It's just when you need medication, and it's like, it's not that I necessarily want medication, it's that you either die or you try to not die. So it's up to you, you know? And it's like, it's just the way things work, you know? So when you get on the medication, she'll prescribe a low dose, naturally, to see how it works on you. And if that low dose doesn't work, because if you've been through the system of it all, you know that the low dose won't work. So you need a higher dose. You just want to skip ahead. So you give her a little bit. You give her a little bit. Give her a bit of improvement on the next session. So it's like, I'm starting to brighten up. It's not rocket science. You're just starting to be a little more positive, a little more optimistic, a little happier. And she's like, well, the medicine seems to work, so, you don't give her too much. Because if you give her too much, then she's like, oh, we'll keep you on this low dose. No, I want the higher dose. Because I need it. So give her a little bit, and she'll give you a higher dose ultimately. And then once you're at a stable finale, or I don't know whatever. So once you're there, then you give her the, oh, I'm better now. Except I didn't give her I'm better now last time. I was giving her I'm better. You know what? Life's pretty good. But last session it was like, life's really not that good, because most of the time it's like I met a person on Lexapro when I was in the hospital, and she was like, "Oh, it's changed my world. I'm so bright." She was a social worker, and she said, I'm so bright and cheery now." And I'm like, "Wow, Lexapro must be amazing." It's not doing that to me, unless she was just faking. But yeah, being at the hospital, or the first time I had an issue was when I was working. It was right after my dad passed away, and my boss suggested that I go to the hospital to get help, and I thought that's a great idea. But when I went to the hospital, they didn't really help. Basically, I went to the hospital. I went up to the desk at the hospital, and I said to the man there that I'm feeling not suicidal, but it's like I'm feeling very depressed and I need help. And I may have mentioned the S word just to get his attention. And he's like, "Well, do you have any ideas about it?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll just stop eating." He's like, he literally laughed. He said, "You know that that takes a long time." And I'm like, "Yeah, like up to a month, 30 days or whatever. But if you stop drinking, then you die much faster." And that's when he took me seriously. But the initial response is that when you ask for help, they laugh at you or they don't take it seriously, and that's not cool. So he took it seriously, and then they put me in a piss smelling room. They didn't strap me down, luckily, because they don't do that nowadays. And this was a while ago, by the way. This was like 10 years, more than 10 years ago. But yeah, they put me in a room, and then I talked to a lady, the Lexapro lady, who said that Lexapro is the most wonderful thing in the world. And it does help. There's so many medications that help. But yeah, there's just no miracle cure. Ultimately, you have to find change in yourself, in your own heart. And it's hard. So, for all you adventurers out there, I hope that you find what you need. You need to find love in the world. Something that you love, someone that loves you, hopefully. And something that makes you want to stay and makes you want to fight through the pain. So, like I said, okay, yeah, never mind. Anyways, have a good day.